Let's take it to the streets. Show you the land of the free like you've never seen. Talking about undiscovered America. Undiscovered America. Undiscovered America. Oh! Undiscovered America.
Hey, and welcome to another exhilarating episode of Undiscovered America TV. Today, we're trading in the comfort of our living rooms for the vast open landscapes of the USA. Whether you're a thrill seeker, chasing that adrenaline rush, or someone who just finds solace in the gentle embrace of nature, America's great outdoors has a multitude of experiences waiting just for you, and we're going to show them. In this episode, we're diving deep into the world of kayak fishing, where patience meets excitement. We'll showcase the luxury of glamping, which is camping, of course, with a touch of glam. And we're strapping on our boots for some scenic hikes, hopping on bicycles to pedal through picturesque trails, and exploring the nooks and crannies of our vast nation. The canvas of outdoors adventures is vast and varied, and today we're painting a vibrant picture of it all just for you. So gear up, let's get going. It's time to venture into America's great outdoors and let the adventures begin. Here we go. Fishing from a kayak, you ask? Yes, it's exactly what you think. And as you'll see, it brings a whole new level of enjoyment to two age-old adventures. Mario, Tatiana, welcome to Undiscovered America. So tell us about your sorority, Tau Beta Kappa Alpha. Joking, come on, tell us about Tampa Bay Kayak Anglers.
Tampa Bay Kayak Anglers is a nonprofit organization created by my husband and I. Thanks to COVID.
Okay.
That weird time when everyone was home not doing much and we didn't have a job to report to. And we said, you know what, we finally have the time to do what we most love, which is kayak fishing.
So the basis is you are just regular fishing, but you're doing it from a kayak, right?
That is
Is
correct.
it a special kind of kayak you do this on, Mario?
Well, we have different kinds. We have sitting kayaks and
Okay.
then sit on top kayaks.
But they're
so-
the same kayaks I would use if I weren't fishing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So the thing I really love about what you do is there's an eco element to it. There's a sustainability element to it because you go after very certain species at certain time of years to protect them. Clearly, right?
That is correct.
Talk me through how that works.
That is correct. So a lot of what we like to do is educate.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that you do need a fishing license to fish in Florida.
Okay.
And there's fishes that you can't target in certain, times of the year. And then we have invasive species that we don't want at all, like the cichlids, the
Okay.
Mayan cichlids. And so we do programs around the year to target those specific species.
So do you guarantee when someone goes out with you, guarantee they're going to catch a fish?
I try. I got a pretty good track record right
I don't know,
now.
Tatiana look like shit at
Right.
different.
Well, listen, guaranteed is, a tricky word, but we do our best.
One last question for you. I've gone out fishing with my brothers in the boat, fishing from one of these docks, fishing from piers, fishing from the Skyway. What is better about fishing from a kayak? Are you getting into areas where you can't get in other boats?
Yes.
Talk me through that.
So the purpose of fishing on a kayak is your stealthiness. When you're in a boat, you make noises, and it takes you're revving your engine just to get to a spot, or you're trolling just to get there. When you're in a kayak, you're basically just paddling your way, and you're just zoning right into the spot without them even know you're there.
Well, that sounds terrific. Listen, thanks again for being with us here today on Undiscovered America.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you.
Whether it's the thrill of the climb or the rush of the rapids, the great outdoors always calls us to explore. So hold on to your hats because as one journey ends, another exciting escapade is just on the horizon. Now we move from sea level to the highest incorporated city in the United States with an elevation of more than 10,000 feet. Please join me in welcoming Adam Ducharme. He's the director of Leadville Twin Lakes Tourism in Colorado. Adam, how are you today?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Awesome. Listen, tell us, how are things in Leadville Twin Lakes? I understand it is the highest elevation city, not only in Colorado, but in the entire country.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, 10,200 feet. It's rarefied air up here. We like to say we're on the top of the Rockies, and there's a lot of advantages to that. We definitely have access to these incredible mountains like the one you see behind me. That's Mount Massive, which is the second highest 14er or
Right.
14,000-foot peak in the Rocky Range and in the North America.
That's amazing. And so when someone comes there in the wintertime for activities, there are myriad activities there. Walk us through some of the things because it looks amazing.
Yeah, totally. We have a ski mountain in Lake County called Ski Cooper. We also have dog sledding, snowshoeing, fat biking, Nordic skiing, hiking, ice fishing. I mean, you name it. Any kind of high alpine activity that you want to do, we have it. And especially in a time like this where we just had a snowstorm of 20 inches.
Adam, it sounds spectacular there, and you must draw a lot of visitors in addition to the 2,700 folks who call the place home. What type of visitation do you get?
Yeah, so year-round visitation is just over 3 million visitors. And a lot of those busy seasons are in the ski season as well as in the summer. We have something called the Leadville 100, which is a 100-mile foot race as well as bike race that is extremely popular and draws lots and lots of visitors from June, July, and August.
So Adam, tell us about something spectacular. I understand there's one event in particular that really stays with you.
Yeah, so I fell in love with Leadville the first time I came and experienced ski joring. For anyone that's not familiar with this type of event, we actually closed down Harrison Avenue, which is basically like an Old West style main street. And we pack it in with snow and ski jumps. And we actually have skiers that are pulled behind horses down our main street who have to try and collect rings on their arm while going over the ski jumps. It's pretty spectacular. And
That sounds spectacular. It also sounds pretty dangerous. You must be a seasoned kind of a skier to do that, right?
that's right. Yeah. Not for the faint of heart. I myself would never try it.
Listen, if people want to find out more, where can they find that out?
Yeah. So I encourage everyone to check out LeadvilleTwinLakes.com. We keep it up to date pretty much every other week with all the events and all the spectacular activities we have available.
There is glamping and mesmerizing dark sky wonders awaiting. Don't miss out. We'll be right back with much more adventure. Welcome to an architectural marvel in the heart of Florida's sports coast, the Metro Lagoon at Murata. Now, you might be thinking a lagoon in Florida must be natural, right? Well, think again. This is the largest man-made lagoon in the entire United States, 18 acres. And let me tell you, it is a spectacle. Looking at those aquamarine waters and a curving shoreline, it's easy to forget that you're not on some tropical island. Instead, we're experiencing a man-made marvel that blends seamlessly with nature's beauty. The family friendliness of a theme park, you take that and the abandon found in the ocean, it makes an adventure unlike any other in the Sunshine State. It's perfect for building sand castles or a ton of water activities or just chilling out, soaking in some sun. Whether you like paddleboarding, kayaking, swimming, or lazing the day away on a float, there's a splash of adventure here for you. There's even something for true athletes wanting to test their skills. An on-water obstacle course where you need balance, agility, and probably a lot of laughter, especially when you end up in the water more than once. Metro Lagoon also has places set aside for quieter family gatherings and, my favorite, a swim-up bar for the grown-ups. Metro Lagoon at Murata is huge. It's impressive, and it's a place where everybody of every age can probably find something to do. This is Florida Sports Coast at its finest, a creative approach to blending sports and nature. So whether you're an adrenaline junkie, a tranquility seeker, or someone just looking for that perfect family outing, this place, this lagoon, has it all, and it's waiting for you to dive in Florida's Sports Coast. We're shifting gears now and heading northward, so brace yourselves for the tranquil waters, lush landscapes, and charming vibes as we set our course for the Great Lakes Bay region of Michigan. And with us today is Michael Hensley. Michael is with the Great Lakes Bay Regional CVB, and he's a good friend of Undiscovered America. Mike, it's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me back on. It's great to see everybody again as well.
Tell us about Canopy Walk. It looks like a spectacular attraction.
Yeah, the Canopy Walk at Dow Gardens is an awesome attraction for a few different reasons, but really What I like about it is it's a slow, relaxed stroll through the treetops of Whiting Forest within Dow Gardens.
Okay, now
Now,
how high up is this? I'm a little afraid of heights. How high up in the air do you go?
well, there are some areas that can go about 50 feet up in the air, but don't worry, you're not going to fall off. You're not strapped in or zip lining from tree to tree. Everything is safe, but there is a little perceived sense of danger. So it's exciting, but safe at the same time.
And totally accessible, I understand. This is one of the great things about it.
Yeah, the great thing is that anybody with any limitation can experience this at any time. The ADA capabilities of this specific attraction are great. The grade is very, very low. You'll be able to get from the bottom to the top of the canopy walk without any intense elevation grade. They really did a good job in making sure that everybody who wanted to see the canopy walk at Dow Gardens and Whiting Forest has the ability to.
It sounds like you could probably get some amazing views of the surrounding area from there, correct?
Yeah, you can. You can look out right over the treetops in Midland, but also you can get some great views of a nice tranquil pond. There's an apple orchard, and then there's this big net that kids and I find myself in there quite often, just hanging out and playing around.
Well, that sounds awesome. Where can we find out more information about this?
Well, you can find out more at gogreat.com, and that's the best place to plan your trip to Pure Michigan's Great Lakes Bay region.
Mike, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So tell me, how would you like to trade your city lights for a blanket of stars? You can have luxury without losing that wild essence. Well, up next, we're delving into the world of glamping, where nature meets comfort in the most unusual and perfect way. If you've ever dreamt of sleeping under the stars, but with a pinch of luxury thrown in, listen, we will whisk you away to the world of Under Canvas, where wild beauty of America's national parks meets opulent glamping. So just imagine this. You're nestled amid the stunning vistas of Moab or the mesmerizing terrains of Yellowstone. Your home? A spacious tent, but not just any tent. This one's decked out with plush, king-size beds, a cozy wood-burning stove, and yes, even a private bathroom while you're camping. No more dashing through the woods in the middle of the night. And the eco-warriors among us? Relax and rejoice. Under Canvas isn't just about luxury, it's about love, love for the planet. They've gone above and beyond, harnessing solar power, employing sustainable practices, and ensuring that every step they take respects the sacred land they inhabit. But let's talk experiences. By day, lose yourself in guided hikes, marvel at nature's grandeur, or flex those muscles with some outdoor yoga. And as the sun sets, dine on delicious local cuisine right there at camp. Later, be enchanted by the celestial dance above with a canvas of stars as your nightly entertainment and nothing else. For more information, check out undercanvas.com. So now we're going to go from actually camping to what you camp under, which is usually the night sky. We're going to talk with Stephen Hummel. He is the director of the Dark Skies Initiative at the University of Texas, also the Dark Sky Reserve in Texas. So Stephen, tell us, what is the dark sky and why is it so important?
Well, dark night sky is just the natural sky. We say dark, but really the night sky is full of light from the Milky Way, the stars, moon, and more.
Your function, your initiative is to try to return parts of the world back to a darkness at night so people can see the Milky Way. What was the percentage I saw? I saw something on your website, some percentage of the world can't see the Milky Way ever.
Yeah, about 80% of Americans cannot see the Milky Way when they live where they live. It's likely worse now. It's an old statistic. But yeah, there are easy ways to preserve the night sky. It's not about living in darkness. It's just about using light more responsibly, aiming it down, more amber colors, and turning the lights off when you don't need them.
So stay on that for a minute. What are the benefits to this? I understand they're ecological, they're psychological, those health. Walk us through what a dark night would can help us.
Well, it's not just about stargazing, although that is a nice perk, but it's about using less light only when you need it, which actually can save energy and improve visibility because your eyes aren't fighting glare, you're not wasting it, blinding other people. So there's actually safety benefits to using good lighting, and it's better for wildlife as well. All life on Earth evolved under this day and night cycle, so preserving dark environments is great for wildlife and our health too.
So tell us about the reserve itself. How big is it, and how do you cobble together all that land, or who's in charge? Just give us a 30,000 foot of what the reserve is.
Yeah, so the Greater Big Bend International Dark Sky Reserve is the largest area in the world certified by Dark Sky International at over 15,000 square miles. So it's a vast area of the desert that includes multiple state and national parks, private and public land, cities, and more that are all working to protect natural darkness by using good lighting practices. So it's a huge area and lots of different players, but the whole idea is using good lighting is good not just for astronomy, but for everyone. And everyone in the reserve has agreed to do it.
So someone who goes to the reserve to experience this, give me an idea of what to expect if they travel all the way out there and they want to see the night sky. Talk us through what that looks like.
Yeah, so definitely plan your visit around a new moon or avoid a full moon, and you'll have the best experience. You'll see more stars than you could possibly count. The Milky Way, if it's up, it will be unmistakable. And you won't have to drive very far out of town. Sometimes even in the towns around here, you can still see the Milky Way right in the middle because everyone is mostly using good lighting.
Well, it sounds like something that's very worthy. If people want to find out more about what you do or how they can help protect the night sky, where can they go?
Yeah, you can go to bigbenddarkskyreserve.org or you can go to darksky.org for the International Dark Sky Association.
Stephen, thanks for being here today with us on Undiscovered America.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back to Undiscovered America TV. Now picture this, a journey on foot from the grand avenues of Washington, D.C. to the iconic skyline of New York City. Imagine too the stories whispered by every roadside inn, the communities you'd weave through, and the mosaic of experiences waiting at every turn. You're going to experience that because now we're going to chat with Neil King Jr., who turned this audacious dream into a reality. He's penned his adventure in his new book. It's called American Ramble, and we are happy to have him with us today. Neil, welcome to Undiscovered America.
It's great to be here.
So this book, it's stunning. I love the jacket. It says it started as a whim and then became an obsession. This walk of yours, 330 miles. Give us your background. How did this come to pass?
You know, I'm a journalist. I live in Washington, D.C., 9 blocks east of the U.S. Capitol. I had taken this obsession that I wanted to walk out my door and see what it was like as a pedestrian, going slow, to go through one of the most crowded corridors in the country up to New York City and to Central Park itself. I went out to discover a whole swath of America that's not closely looked at.
So you used your reporter's eye, really. You're with the Wall Street Journal. You're published in some very, very big publications, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So you decided, let's go find out what true America is. We'll do this one step at a time. Was it 28 days total?
26 days, yeah. And I put a lot of thought into it in advance. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of, planning. And then I walked out just planning to pay attention to the landscape and the people I met.
So we're called Undiscovered America. Tell us, what was your biggest discovery? What surprised you the most? Because this wasn't off the beaten path. You were walking through some pretty well-trod areas.
You know what my biggest discovery in a way is that there is a world out there that we whiz by in our cars that if you take the time to slow down and examine it, there's wondrous, amazing things kind of around every bend. And I would argue in every part of America. And, I went up along the Mason-Dixon line, the famous line between Pennsylvania and Maryland, looked at things close, found an amazing old farmhouse that straddled the line between slavery and freedom. The discoveries were infinite, really, every day along the way.
So your thinking is that things aren't undiscovered; they're just not noticed.
Yeah, I think that's so true. For instance, in the middle of the Susquehanna River, there are some petroglyphs carved there 1,000 years ago by the Indians who lived along the banks of that river. Very few people, even in that area, go out to see them, know that they exist. And when I showed my videos of them to people in the days after that, they were amazed that those were right there over the hill. And there's just things we don't notice, we don't see, or we don't take the time to go look at.
And the people, part of what we talk about all the time is the people, the experiences of the people that you meet. How were you received generally?
Really well. And I met with people in their barns and their driveways, out in their yards. And I was on a pilgrimage walking down a road. I had a backpack on, and I was out to talk to them and to ask them about how they thought the country was going and how their lives were going. And people loved the whole idea and they opened up. And, I was on their ground, but we were on a patch of common ground. And that's ground we all need.
That's amazing. So did you write this episodically? Did you take notes as you were writing? Did you think about it? How did you make this happen?
Great question. I actually wrote it in a way while walking. I would speak into my phone after meeting people, after having thoughts, and I would record it in the notes function of my phone. And then I assembled bits of it every day as I went at night. And then I sold the book and spent 7 months writing it and filling it out with a lot of other material.
Well, Neil, congratulations on this. Thanks for chatting with us today. Where can people find out more about you?
I have a website, neilkingjr.com. So neilkingjr.com. It's all there. And I really appreciate this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And congrats on the book.
Great pleasure. I really appreciate it.
Have you ever dreamed of cycling on another planet? Well, here on Earth, in Maui to be precise, there's an experience that comes pretty close. Imagine pedaling your way down from the heavens, starting above a sea of fluffy clouds with the first rays of dawn painting the sky in hues of oranges, pinks, and purples. That's the Haleakala Sunrise Bike Adventure. We're atop Haleakala. Look, it's the world's largest dormant volcano, and sunrise from over this 10,000 feet is nothing short of mesmerizing. And it's totally worth getting your butt out of bed before the sun while you are on vacation. Cruise down smooth, winding roads, transitioning from an almost alien, barren volcanic landscape to lush upland forests, and then to the vibrant tropical scenes and shores that Maui is renowned for. And the best part, you're going downhill. And along the way, you get glimpses of the rich biodiversity that Maui has to offer, shimmering silver sword plants in the chilly summit to the chirping tropical birds as we enter the warmer forest below. Guided tours offer top-notch gear, and pay attention to all those important briefings, safety briefings. And if you're wondering about booking this out-of-the-world trip, a few tour operators got you covered, but remember, this sunrise show is a hot commodity, so book in advance. It's the only way to do it. We here at Undiscovered America, we were shocked along with the rest of the world by the wildfires that raged in Maui, reducing the town of Lahaina to a memory. But the spirit of aloha lives on in the folks who call Hawaii home. Trust me, people always wonder, how can you help in situations like this? And the answer is simple. Visit Maui, discover, and experience aloha for yourself. If there's one thing I've learned in my travels, it's that the moments we spend challenging ourselves in the great outdoors really stay with us longer. There's something about the beauty of nature that captures our hearts. Maybe it's the thrill of reaching that mountain summit, the wind in our hair, or maybe it's a zip line ride, or maybe it's the serenity when we paddle through mirrored waters at dawn. And these aren't just activities, these are experiences, ones that push us out of our comfort zones, make our heart rate just a little bit higher, and ultimately leave us with stories that become the gold standard at every dinner party. Who, I ask you, remembers that third museum on their itinerary? But everyone recalls the time they whitewater rafted or dune bashed in the fading light. So as you plan your next adventure, weave in those wild moments. Moments that you embrace the unpredictable. You let loose a little bit and truly immerse yourself in the world around you. Because while souvenirs fade, the rush of outdoor adventure, that sticks. Trust me, these are the memories that you will cherish forever. So it has been an awesome ride today here on Undiscovered America. From the quiet ripples of kayak fishing to the vastness of the Rockies and the coziness of glamping, we've taken the path less traveled, reminding us that every corner of this land holds a story, a motion, a challenge, and potentially a memory. The world outside beckons, it offers endless exploration. So don't miss out on the next chapter of our journey together. We will see you next week right here on Undiscovered America TV.